Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Tammy and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I want us to discuss things influencing related. So I want us to discuss how to set your rates as an influencer, or at least my experience. I'm just going to share with you guys my personal experience on how to set your rates as an influencer. A lot of you have been asking me in my DMs to share this formula or whatever the secret is. Well, there's no formula, there's no secret. I'm just going to give it to you as it is, and I'm going to give you what I know, and I'm speaking from my perspective. So if there's anybody here in the comment section that feels, there's another way, or there's, another methodology, feel free to engage in the comment section and let's get learning. The one thing that really inspired this YouTube video is I think a lot of Namibians are really looking to getting into influencing, but the information is just not out there. And I won't lie to you, even when I started, I didn't have that much information. I didn't know the things I know now. So I think it just helps to have the conversation. It helps to discuss the things and we learn from each other. So in today's video, I mainly want us to discuss three things. I want us to discuss how to approach brands, how to contact brands, methods on how to contact brands, and then also how to set your rates as an influencer. So if you like what you're hearing, please give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment down below what you think or what you'd like me to discuss in my next video that is something like this. Let me know some of the questions in the comment section that you have that we can discuss in my next video. I also wanted to let you guys know that this is strictly from my own opinion. This is from my personal experience and I'm not an expert or anything. I'm just sharing what it is I know. So without wasting time, let's get into today's video. I just wrote down some of the things I want us to discuss in the video, so I hope you guys won't mind if I'll just be looking down and whatnot. I also have some DMs as reference from you guys just asking me how do you set your rates, how do you approach brands, how do you contact them, where do you find their email addresses and all of that. So I don't want to forget anything, so I just wrote down the points I want us to discuss. Okay, so we're going to start with first how to shoot your shot at a brand. So the first thing you need to do is obviously invest in your brand. You can't shoot your shot at a brand when you don't have anything to present. You don't have anything to present. So by investing in your brand, I mean get that media kit ready. A media kit is basically a CV for an influencer. So in your media kit, you will then put who you are, your analytics, your demographics, the previous brands you've worked with. If you haven't worked with any, don't let this discourage you. And by work with, I don't mean like paid partnerships. It could even just be a bartering thing where a brand sends you a PR package and you created content for them. Put that there so that they see what it is you can do. Basically, in your media kit, it's like a CV for an influencer, like I said. So this is where you just present yourself, okay? Your history, the brands you've worked with, your analytics, your demographics, and all of that. And then you also need a rate card. So the rate card is basically what we're going to get into later, discussing how to set your rates as an influencer. But to make it short, a rate card is just a list of your prices and the services you offer. That's it. So you cannot shoot your shot at a brand when you don't have those two things, because if the brand likes what they're saying and they ask you for a rate card, what are you going to present to them? Right? So the first thing you want to do is invest in your brand by getting yourself a media kit and a rate card, okay? And then the next thing you want to do is educate yourself on your niche. Find out more information on what it is you are interested in. I'll give you an example. My niche is lifestyle, beauty, and travel. So I don't limit myself with lifestyle, and with travel is basic. We all know what is travel. So yeah, those are the three things I'm really interested in. When it comes to content creating, I'm interested in traveling, I'm interested in creating content that revolves around my lifestyle, and I'm interested in creating content that revolves around beauty. That's why you'll see sometimes on my channel I have makeup videos, sometimes I have travel videos, and sometimes I have just lifestyle videos. Or if you follow me on my Instagram, you will see I'll have like a reel of lefa, and then I have a travel reel, and then I have a beauty cosmetics reel, like the Bramley one that I recently posted. So yeah, I hope I'm not speaking too fast, guys, but yeah. Another thing you want to do is then once you've done your research, you want to identify which brands you want to work with. And once you've identified the brands you want to work with, you want to sort of just I think it makes it easier to shoot your shot at a brand that you're already making use of, something you already make use of on your day-to-day experience. So let me give you an example with me. With Bramley, I have really dry skin. So I've been using Bramley for a while now. I used to use Pamela's, but now and then they don't stock it in Clicks, so I moved to Bramley's because it's so affordable and it's accessible. It's in Pep. So yeah, so I've been using it for a while before they even reached out to me or before we collaborated. So what I suggest you do is position yourself in a position that the brand doesn't turn you down. You get me? Like with traveling, I've already been traveling. I take money out of my own pocket to go to places and then show the brands I want to propose to that this is where I've been and this is what I did for them, A, B, C, and D. So you can't just shoot your shot when you don't have any sort of like leverage. You need to kind of have that background. So yeah, make it easier for yourself. Once you identify which brands you want to work with, invest in the brand. But if it means taking money out of your own pocket, go and buy it, create content and tag them, especially on social media. I love that brands are now very active on social media and they're paying attention to who's tagging them, hashtags and all of that. So get creating, okay? And then make sure that the targeted brands align with your brand, you know, and this goes back to your niche. You don't want to just take on anything and everything, okay? So this is very important because even in the long run, when you do become a successful influencer, which you will, because I believe in you, you're not just going to take on anything and everything. You need to sort of know, okay, this aligns with my brand. Okay, this, I don't think I'll have to turn this down. It doesn't align with my brand. Okay, am I making sense? I hope we're taking notes. So yeah, and then the other thing I want us to talk about is how to find brands or how to reach out to them. And guys, I had an issue with this. I struggled with this at the beginning because I'll just go like on the email, on their website, on the brand's website, and I'll just look for any email. The ghetto, I know, and obviously that wouldn't land my proposal in the right hands. So some of you are probably laughing at me like, what, girl? Any email, you know those emails that say www. what, those ones, yes. But I know better now. I know to just ask. I think sometimes it's better you just call and ask. I recommend you call. If you have the brand's cell phone number, call them and ask them, hi, I'd like to get contact details of the person responsible for your marketing. I am Tami Nunyango and I'd like to send through a proposal, a marketing proposal. Just explain so you don't seem shady, okay? But don't give away too much also. Just be brief. So you can give them a phone call. You can also find out from a friend, let's say that has worked with a brand before, like, hey, who's responsible for marketing at ABC and C company? Are you able to give me their email address? I know sometimes that might jeopardize also their relationship with the company, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It's also a possible option. Another option, you could also just DM them. A lot of brands are active, like I said, on social media. So DM them, hi, my name is Tami Nunyango. I'm a social media influencer. I'm keen to collaborating with your brand. And this is what I'm requesting for, which is most now the email for the person responsible for social media or marketing or PR or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, and then don't be scared to slide in those DMs because listen, it goes down in the DM, okay? And then moving on to the next topic, which is how to set your rates as an influencer or as a content creator. So when it comes to setting your rates, you need to check your time, the money that you might need to, say for example, buy the stuff you need. So it's money, time, and then your service, which is also considered labor, right? So when it comes to time, I mean, like, how long do I need to be on set? How long will I be required to film? How long do I need to sit down and because time is money, child. So you need to charge for that. You need to charge for your time. You need to charge for your all of that. Just don't be ridiculous. Don't set ridiculous amounts. Another thing you should also put into consideration when you are setting your rates is your analytics and your demographics, right? So when it comes to analytics, I mean your number of followers, your engagement rate. That is also very important because brands don't want to pay so much money for someone that's not going to get them what they need, okay? So all those things need to make sense. You cannot set a ridiculous amount when you have this questionable number of, you know, followers or questionable number of likes. It doesn't make sense. Right. Okay, so another thing you want to look into is when you are setting your rates, it's also what are the additional services that you might need to make use of when you are creating for the brand. Let's say, for example, videography. Maybe you need to hire a ring light, maybe you need to hire a videographer, maybe you need to pay a makeup artist, all those things. So you need to account for all of those things. Literally write down, and don't rush in. Write down what it is will be required from you, and then you sort of just find yourself a videographer, find yourself a makeup artist, get quotations from all these people, and then kind of you have an estimate, right, of how much you will spend on those services, and then on top of that you add your labor, right? So what I do, a tip that I have, or just a tip, what I do is I have a rate card. Sorry guys, I have a rate card for small businesses and for big businesses. So what I do is I like to do my research before I send an invoice or I send my rate card. Is this business a small business? Are they a startup? Did they just start? Do they have the budget? And also, don't shoot yourself in the foot. If a brand asks for your rate card, request if they have a budget. Just ask, is there a budget for the campaign? And if there is, then that will help you sort of lend yourself some way. Yeah. And then another tip also, okay, I did mention that you should do your research and know the type of business or who it is you are going in business with, and decide what form of payment. Here I meant decide what form of payment you also want as an influencer, because if a brand is willing to offer me, say for example, I'm a makeup artist. If Maybelline is willing to offer me a year-long supply of foundation, and they don't have the budget to pay me, but they're willing to offer me that, it's beneficial. And this is what I mean when I say there's such things as bartering, right, where the brand sends you something and in exchange you just post and all of that. But also, if you are not comfortable with getting free things, you want to get paid, make that clear. My favorite are the brands that are willing to send you a PR package and still want to pay you for whatever it is they need you to do. So yeah, the faster and the sooner Namibian brands can get on this wagon, the better, okay? So, and then the next thing I want to discuss is in terms of like when you are setting your rate, you don't want to start too low, because then if the brand tries to negotiate and whatnot, especially if there's no budget for the campaign, then you shoot yourself in the foot, because then you can't increase the price after that. So you'd rather start high, but not ridiculously high, just reasonably high. And then if they try to negotiate, let me give an example. So let's say if you're charging 10,000, you can at least lend yourself within 12,000, and then if they bring you down and negotiate to 10,000, and then that is initially what you initially wanted, so then it still makes it okay, it's still fine, right? Just don't be ridiculous when it comes to setting your rates. And then also, like I said, find out if there's a budget for the campaign. It makes it so much easier to work on your rates. And so that sums up today's video. If you guys have any other questions, or there's any other things you want me to address, anything else you want me to talk about, this topic is never ending. Influencing, creating content, it's never ending. So I figured I would just start, because I've been putting it off for so long. But I remember when I started, I didn't have anyone to ask. It felt so lonely, it felt so empty, like people don't want to share. But you know what, I've decided I'm gonna share what it is I know. And so I'm probably gonna make more of these videos. I just need to like sum up what it is I want us to discuss, but I'm going to just throw it out one by one. I know you guys still have a lot of questions on the media kits and all of that, and maybe we can have a single video alone for just that, the media kit and the rate card, and exactly in detail. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what it is else you guys want me to discuss, what it is else you want me to answer. If you have questions, or if you guys want me to run a poll and then you can ask maybe questions influencing related, I will gladly respond, and with a YouTube video. So yeah, share this video with your loved ones. If there's anybody in your family that's considering content creating, it is lucrative. You just need to be really patient, especially with Namibia, because look, when we talk about content creating, we're talking about Instagram, we're talking about Twitter, we're talking about platforms, we're talking about Twitter, Instagram, what's the other one? YouTube, this one. So you need to be really patient. Some platforms are faster than others, and obviously depending on also your demographic region and yeah, the population and CPM and all those things. But now I'm blabbing. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone that you think might find this informative, and share it on your stories so that we get more people to engage in the conversation, because I feel we need to have more conversations like this. South Africans are talking about this thing, they are plugging each other. You will see literally K-Yams, Miklali and Tandi on one campaign, and in Namibia it's just like we're not plugging each other. So like, let's have the conversation, let's talk about it. And yeah, with that said, I'll see you guys in my next video.